I want to follow up on Senator Kennedy's line of question and ask a similar line of yes or no questions just to put a finer point and make sure that your answers are as definitive as they sounded. So let me start with you, Mr. Edlow. Yes or no, would you ever advise the administration that it could ignore or disregard an applicable district court order because you believe the Supreme Court will ultimately overturn it?
Hey, folks. Welcome back to America Patriots. If you love freedom, the Constitution, and watching politicians try harder to dodge simple questions than I try to dodge kale at a salad bar, then you're in the right place. Before we get started, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the bell, because if we don't hold Washington accountable, nobody will. Plus, if you subscribe, you officially gain plus 10 Patriot points. Totally real. Redeemable for bragging rights at Thanksgiving.
Senator, as I said before,
yes, just a yes or no question.
I don't believe I'll ever be
Senator,
in that position.
But you may not. But just like you answered Senator Kennedy, I want to make sure that you were not misleading anyone. So let me ask the question again. Would you ever advise the administration that it could disregard an applicable district court opinion or order because you believe the Supreme Court will ultimately overturn it? Yes or no?
I don't want to speculate, but I can't see a situation where I would advise to not follow a court order.
So your answer is no, you would never advise them to disregard a district court order, even if you thought the Supreme Court
again,
would
I don't want to
overturn.
speak. I don't want to speak.
I just want you to be precise and answer yes or no.
I can't see a time where I would do that. No.
Okay. Mr. Geiser, yes or no?
Thank you very much, Senator Schiff. I would advise clients to follow court orders.
Even if you believe the Supreme Court would ultimately overturn the district court?
Well, Senator, as far as
yes or no?
the answer is the same. The president has said he will follow court orders.
The same answer, yes or no?
Senator, the president has said
you
will follow.
were able to answer Senator Kennedy, but I want to make sure that you were not misleading Senator Kennedy. Yes or no, would you ever advise the administration it could ignore a district court order because you believed the Supreme Court would ultimately rule otherwise? Yes or no, would you ever advise them that?
Senator, applicable court orders should be followed.
That's not my question. Yes or no?
Senator, you asked me.
Yes or no, Mr. Geiser? It's a simple question.
Senator?
Mr. Geiser, you were able to answer Senator Kennedy. Are you raising a doubt now about your answers to Senator Kennedy because you can't answer this question?
Senator, I would advise clients to follow applicable court orders.
Is that a yes or no?
I would advise clients to follow applicable.
Is that a yes or no? Let me repeat the question so there's no ambiguity about it. Would you ever advise the administration, you're going to be, if you're confirmed, heading the Office of Legal Counsel that helps determine whether actions are lawless or lawful, would you ever advise the administration that it could ignore an applicable district court opinion or order because you believed the Supreme Court would ultimately overturn the order? Yes or no?
Senator, if I'm confirmed to lead the Office of Legal Counsel,
all right.
I would.
You're not answering the question. So I guess the answer is to Senator Kennedy, you just might advise the administration to ignore a district court order. How about you, counsel?
Thank you, Senator Schiff. In my role as director, I
just
am not
asking yes or no.
Well, I would thank you. I wish to clarify. I'm not, if confirmed, a director. I'm not acting in a legal capacity at all. I'm part of the executive agency branch, and therefore would not be advising clients on any aspects of that.
Well, would it be appropriate in your view for anyone else among legal counsel to do so?
In general, court orders should be followed and respected. There are situations which I recall back from law school.
I guess you're not able to answer the question either. Counsel, how about you?
Senator Schiff, thank you. I agree. I don't believe it's appropriate to address this hypothetical. At the Department of Justice,
so you want to revise your answer to Senator Kennedy then? That is, there may be circumstances where you advise the administration to disregard a district court of opinion because you believe the Supreme Court might rule otherwise. Is that your opinion?
As a lawyer, the answer is it depends.
Okay. Thank you. Then we'll make sure Senator Kennedy is aware that you just might, it depends, advise the administration to ignore court orders.
Senator,
let me ask another question. Mr. Geiser, would you agree that it would be unlawful for the president to accept a gift from a foreign state without the consent of Congress? Would you agree that's unlawful?
Well, thank you for that question, Senator.
Yes or no?
Whether something is lawful or not, I would always want to look.
I'm just asking you a simple question. Is it unlawful for the president to accept a gift from a foreign state without the consent of Congress? Very simple question.
Senator, as a lawyer, I would always give my...
I'm not asking you for a preamble, just yes or no.
Well, Senator Schiff, it depends on the fact...
Well, Mr. Geiser, where is the depends on the facts of Article 1, Section 9, Clause 8, which says, no person holding any office shall, without consent of Congress, accept any present from any foreign state? That's the Constitution. Doesn't say, well, it depends, or it might, or maybe. It says, no person shall do so. Do you find that ambiguous?
Senator,
I thought you were supposed to be the strict constructionists. This is what the Constitution says. Is there an exception for $400 million planes from Gulf emirs?
All right, let's talk about this wild hearing. I swear, I've seen jellyfish with firmer spines than some folks answering questions today. The senator kept asking the same question, very simple, very basic. Would you ever advise the administration to ignore a district court order because you think the Supreme Court will overturn it? Yes or no? Two options. It is literally easier than choosing a Netflix show. But nope. These nominees enter what I like to call bureaucrat mode. Suddenly, they can't say yes or no. Suddenly, they're philosophers contemplating the mysteries of the universe. One guy practically gave us the entire inner monologue of a magic 8-ball. I don't want to speculate. I can't imagine. It depends. Buddy, the senator didn't ask you to solve a riddle from The Hobbit. Just answer question. And look, folks, as a patriot who actually believes in this crazy little thing called the Constitution, let me tell you, if you're gunning for a job where your entire purpose is to interpret the law, you better be able to answer whether ignoring a court order is okay. Because here's the truth. If we start letting presidents ignore court orders like teenagers ignoring curfew, we're in big trouble. The founders are looking down from above like, this is why we wrote everything down, people. The senator kept giving them chances, too. He was like a broken record. And honestly, God bless him for it. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? This man was doing verbal CrossFit, trying to get a straight answer. And the nominees, they were doing Olympic-level gymnastics around every question. At this point, I'm pretty sure some of them burned more calories dodging than I burned walking past a gym. And then it got even better. The senator pivots to the Foreign Emoluments Clause. Now, if you don't know, that's the part of the Constitution that says the president can't accept gift from foreign governments without Congress saying yes. It's super clear. No footnotes, no terms and conditions may apply. No, refer to the manual. Just straight, simple, Founding Fathers English. So he asked the nominee, is it unlawful for a president to accept a gift from a foreign state without the consent of Congress? Yes or no? And once again, shock of shocks, the nominee goes, well, it depends. Depends on what? Whether Mercury is in retrograde. Whether the gift was wrapped nicely. Whether it came with a coupon. This isn't a trick question. It's literally in the Constitution. It's like being asked, is the sky blue? And responding, well, Senator, depending on atmospheric conditions and whether I've had my coffee. Look, as someone who genuinely loves this country and thinks our institutions need more transparency, more accountability, and fewer legal acrobatics, it's frustrating because this whole performance sends a message. We don't want to say anything that might limit executive power later. And as a patriot, I don't care who the president is, Republican, Democrat, someone's golden retriever. We need checks and balances. That's what makes America work. Now, let me be clear. I'm not saying these nominees are bad people. I'm not saying they're corrupt. But I am saying that if you want to lead the Office of Legal Counsel, aka the place that tells the government what's lawful, you should be able to say whether ignoring a court order is lawful. Not complicated. I've seen toddlers answer tough questions with more courage. Though toddlers usually follow with, I want a snack, so maybe that's the next step in a hearing. One nominee even said, it depends, so confidently you'd think he was delivering legal Shakespeare. The senator basically said, All right, I'll make sure Senator Kennedy knows you might tell a president to ignore a court order. And honestly, fair. If you refuse to say no, then the answer starts sounding a whole lot like maybe. And folks, this is why you and I gotta stay loud, stay aware, and stay involved. Because hearings like this show us how much some people in D.C. want wiggle room. They want the ability to go, oh, well, the rules are kind of flexible. And I don't know about you, but I don't want flexibility. I want the Constitution respected, like it's the world's most important instruction manual. Because at IS, at the end of the day, the senator asked the right questions. And these nominees? Well, let's just say they auditioned for the roles of Question Avoidance Champions 2025. If this was a sport, they'd be heading to the finals. Anyway, if you enjoyed watching me react to this legal circus, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss my next breakdown of political theater. Drop a comment telling me which nominee gave the best dodge. You know, like the Olympics but for legal answers. And hit that like button if you think the Constitution should still matter in 2025. Stay smart, stay free, and remember, the founders wrote the rules, so we wouldn't have to argue about basic yes or no questions 250 years later. Catch you in the next one. United States.